Welcome back. It's been a while for us. We had stuff happen. We're in a weird mood. Heads up. So just try to make it through. I know that's what I'm trying to do. We'll see how it goes.
We're just weirdly to die for. Welcome.
Yes, we're to die for. Or going to die. I don't know. It's going to be one.
We'll find out.
We will die at 4.
But my name is Aaron. I'm going to be DMing this crazy group of adventurers, mismatched, just...
Best of luck, Aaron.
Yeah, I need it. I truly do need it. This is becoming insanity, but I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So we're going to go ahead and do quick introductions, then a quick recap. So starting on my left.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm playing Boz, the elf druid.
I am Alyssa. I am playing Ayala, the high elf warlock.
My name is Michaela. I'm playing Helene the Halfling, and I am a rogue.
Hello, I am Jaden. I will be playing Azure, the Tiefling Barbarian.
And once again, together we are to die for. So, last time, after a bit of a trouble with a Nilbog, or a crazy possessed goblin who went insane, that Helene and Mans, just as a quick reminder, that is Ayala's familiar, --pet, --servant, --inspiration.
He's my right-hand man.
Stumbled upon while looking for some fresh water. After Helene barely survived the encounter
That was
and
not a good fight.
was given some generous healing by Boz, the party continued on, deciding at that point to travel south down the forest as they continue their journey to the city of Elhaz Fe.
We'll get there eventually.
Yes. The distance is unknown, but you know it's a few days' travel, and after traveling an additional about day and a half, to your right, so it would have been mountainside, you saw structures in the distance. As you guys went to investigate, you came across a small village that at one point maybe was an outpost of sorts, but that had been completely burned down, mostly demolished, and likely abandoned for many years. And as you guys started going around, you decided to split up, which always goes so well.
It's a small town. What could go wrong?
Exactly. You can see everything outside. But what happened is that Boz, at some point, and I forget offhand if it was while you were in the village or if it was before, but I know he is, as a druid, he's decided to be a cow to fill his stomach with grass at times, but you did find some pumpkins.
Yes.
Ayala, you had gone to the local cemetery looking for some lost spirits. You did find one who just recounted some horrendous...
He was a little disgruntled and traumatized still.
Very traumatized. Hence maybe why his spirit's still floating around.
It's very restless.
Jump into Azure, you looked and investigated to the remnants of a local blacksmith where you found tucked away a warhammer that had escaped the supposed fire that seemed to kind of run through. And finally, we had Helene, who, with the accompaniment of Philius, the tiefling bard, decided to look for some booze. So as you ventured into one of the structures, you found a cellar that was slightly buried under some of the rubble. You opened it up, seeing that the ladder was mostly rotten through. You jumped on in with Philius. And as you went down, you saw a lot of clouded jars on shelves. You saw a dead wolf, or more of a skeleton of a dead wolf, down in the basement. And there was a pile of rubble. And as you're looking around, you saw these two red eyes starting to gleam from the rubble. So you and Philius very quietly started backing forward. And you started to then try to exit, which is when you then remembered that the ladder was kind of rotten through and it started creaking, alerting this creature. At which point you saw this humanoid form start to rise up from the mound, with its eyes glowing as its height started rising up to about a medium shape. And as you let out this guttural cry, or yell, or murderous intent, I don't know which, and maybe it's yet to be determined.
I told Philius to yell with me and just basically battle cry, just like as loud as you can, as fierce as you can. Intimidation.
Here we go.
Yep.
Get 'em, kiddos.
And it notifies everybody else. So fingers crossed, they heard us. But we're also in the ground.
So you let out this yell, and that is where we cut off, and that is then where we will pick back up. So
I'm gonna die.
So as you let out, I want to hear your war cry. And Philius is going to kind of join you a second late as he's not sure what to do. But, so as you yell, I want the three of you to go ahead, the other three, go ahead and make perception checks.
Do you want me to make a roll for how strong my cry was?
Nah, we're just going to... Not this time. Other times maybe.
Okay.
12.
10.
17.
Calculations.
26.
26,
Hey!
okay.
Somebody heard us.
He got a nat 20.
Yep.
All right. Boz, you definitely hear this.
As a cow.
No, I was.
You were a human now.
He was an elf at the time.
You were an elf.
Human with the pumpkins that you had found.
Yes.
You hear the two cries. I would say both Azure and Ayala, like you hear, it's more of a very muffled, just like type coming. It's not fully really echoing through, but you hear something, but it's less of like a initial recognition of intent of, oh, that's definitely a war cry. It was just to like, I heard a yell, maybe, question mark. You're not entirely sure.
My phone went off?
And that's when Boz goes,
What's a phone?
I think the small one's in trouble again.
And you look around and you realize everyone else is somewhere else.
Oh.
Because everyone split up.
Oh, that's right. I thought everyone made it back. And then...
Nope, everyone is still currently split up.
Okay, that he still says that, and he calls out, everyone over to the house over there. The small one's in trouble.
All right. So, as that happens,
Everybody just starts doing
you
their own thing again.
Everyone else starts processing however you decide you're going to do that. With Helene and Philius. With Philius, like, initially behind you because he was about to kind of give you a lift up, and as you stepped in front, like, he kind of took your shoulders and is, like, squeezing, visibly scared himself. His voice going, that my voice cannot, but going higher as a bard's normally can if he's singing properly. And as you let out this vicious -- terrified war cry, this structure, this creature starts to go forward, and all of a sudden you just watch it go. You hear like a creak, and then all of a sudden, and it falls flat on its face, right in front of you.
Oh, poor baby.
Well, I already have my weapon drawn.
And as it does that, you see this mask seemingly like kind of pop off, and it bounces right in front of your feet. And you see this mask where there's red eyes just glowing directly on the mask, and it's of this very kind of terrifying face that it makes. Not completely like unrealistic to like a human face. Not like way over the top. It's obviously decorative, but a menacing kind of face with red eyes.
It makes me think like tribal. Bless you. Like a tribal kind of.
Yeah. Kind of like a tribal.
I'm gonna kick the mask with my foot a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of kick it away slightly. Not trying to knock it over, but
you
just
go
like,
and kick it and just kind of like scatter, like it gets knocked over like 2 feet. Philly's behind you. It's like, what is that?
That's a good question. Is it still breathing?
There's this pause as you take a moment, and as you look at it, there is absolutely zero movement. There is no like rising and falling of the chest. There is absolutely nothing. You do hear just the slightest, almost like buzz that's slightly coming from it. And then all of a sudden, in a completely unified movement, you see like the two arms kind of go and it push up, and it just kind of looks up, and you see, instead of the red eyes, you see what seem to be like two slightly glowing like blue eyes. And it's still really hard to make out any other details, but as you hear this like slight kind of humming, as whatever this creature is stands up, and it's about medium size, and it just stands up, and it's just looking right at you.
Well, I got my dagger kind of like this, but I'm not like threatening. I'm just kind of holding it cautious and like. What are you? Do you speak?
There's this pause as Phyllis is like, are you sure this is what we should be doing?
I'll kill it if I need to.
you see some movement from the hand as like the hands kind of like go up, and you hear this voice and it just goes, "Yes, I can speak."
Is it humanoid? Do I recognize what this creature is? All I got is it has blue eyes and it's medium. And it has hands.
So it continues to slowly approach, just like, "Oh, please don't attack."
Okay, then stay there. I still don't trust you. I don't know what you are. What are you?
Have we made it to them yet?
I would say at this point you are all like on the outskirts of that, and you don't hear any more yelling or anything. But you, Helene, and along with Philius would probably hear footsteps like rushing from the outside.
Standing here, like one arm kind of holding him back, and like,
Yeah.
I got you, Philius.
Him like slightly trying to hold you back. You are definitely taking on the protector role at this time.
I'm the only one with a weapon right now, so.
That's fine. Well, I'm not sure who will I am.
Is there something wrong with its mouth?
You can't tell in the lack of lighted basement.
Okay, so we've got the hole above us with the trap door.
Mm-hmm.
And how close is this creature standing then?
Probably a good like 20 to 30 feet in. It rose up, and instantly fell, and took one step when you called, so it hasn't really gotten closer.
Okay.
And it seems to have like some coverings over it as well, seemingly more like kind of robed, hiding any potential other identifying features. You just see these like glowing kind of blue eyes that are illuminating most of the other, just this immediate area around its face, but even then it's not enough to make out details. Please don't leave.
Come closer, but slowly. I won't hurt you unless you make me.
At that, you watch this creature with its hands still kind of like this, slowly start to approach, and as it does, you notice that it seems to have like a limp of sorts, as its body.
A lip or a lisp?
A limp.
Limp. Okay,
Yeah.
I misheard that a couple of times.
It's got a weird speech thing too. But you watch it. It's a very almost rhythmic or systematic limp. It takes a step and then it goes down, and you hear this like slight crunch of almost wood every time it goes down, and then it takes another step and it crunches. And as it's going forward, and this slight, very slight buzzing or humming noise kind of continues from it.
Is the floor dirt or is the floor?
It's stone.
Okay.
The floor is stone. And as it gets closer, and at this point, everyone else, you have now made it to the opening. And as you guys look down, you see Philius against the wall with a hand kind of on Helene's shoulder, with Helene, arms stretched out one way next to Philius, dagger in the other, seemingly protecting him from something.
Why are you playing with that creature?
Oh, darling, did you make a friend again?
I was going to say, from your guys' perspective, you don't see anything
all you
coming
see.
from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, she's gonna. I am going to gracefully leap down the hole.
Scaring the crap out of me.
Probably scaring the crap out of her, right? And be like, "What is going on?"
We ran into this guy. I don't know what he is. What did you say you were?
This is then when you see the aforementioned described kind of creature. And just go, "Well, I am not sure who I am, but I can go by Contraption Red Nero Nanny."
I'm gonna call you Red, because that's all I caught. Even though your eyes are blue.
CRON.
Do you have any idea what this is? It doesn't seem human, for lack of a better term.
We've actually seen some of these in the places that I've lived. And
You've seen this before?
not this particular one, no.
Okay. Is it friendly?
Looking to it, can I assess whether it's friendly or not?
Detect good or
I was going to say, In the outset, it doesn't seem to be brandishing any weapons. It doesn't
Okay.
seem to be presenting as threatening at all.
Okay. I'm gonna put Mans down, and I'm gonna be like, Mans, can you just go and inspect it for just a moment? Don't strangle it.
Go look for weapons. Crawl up its skirt.
I don't think it has a skirt.
Well, it's got a robe or something, right?
So it goes, and as it goes and gets to it, you hear it like go up to one of the legs, and you feel like he's investigating. You wouldn't really hear kind of too much
Right.
as it goes to one, and then it goes to the other, and there's a pause, and you just hear like a tinging on metal.
She's gonna nod her head. I think this might be a warforged. Are you...
What's that?
They're creatures that are made like contraptions, like a construct almost, except for they have more of a soul and a purpose.
Is that why his eyes are glowing?
It could be, or they could be actual glowing lights. I'm gonna take a step closer to this creature.
With the opening that she makes by moving forward, Azure is now going to jump down.
Right.
Can somebody stay up there so we can get out? Because the ladder's kind of
He's still up
busted.
there.
I'll stay up here for now.
Okay, thanks.
And I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna put my hand on its chest area, abdomen area, depending how tall it is.
It's a medium size, so it's about like 5'8".
Okay, so it's a little bit taller than me. Okay, it's like 6 inches taller than me, but still. And just be like, you don't like being down here, do you?
It's been a few years since everything happened, and I haven't been able to get out.
Would you like us to help you? Or can we help you, I should say?
As long as you're not after me, that should be fine.
After you? No, we're not after anybody.
And I think that would be my best option.
Maybe my best option. Okay. Boz, could you throw a rope down or something and we can all start getting out of here? I'm kind of feeling cramped.
I'll see if I
under
can
here.
find one.
We have some.
Oh yeah, I'll get to
rope.
camp. I'll go grab some rope.
I don't remember who was carrying it, but somebody was carrying it.
Yes, you guys were carrying
Yeah.
rope, so
Okay,
you're good.
That's right.
How far is it from floor to exit?
It's about 6-7 feet.
I'm picking up the small child.
I wanted
And-
to see if there was booze in here. That was my whole mission. I wanted to see if there was booze.
Do you want out?
I want to check it out first.
Then you may
Please?
check it out.
Then you
'Cause
can
if
lift
it-
me out.
Because if it's 6-7 feet, I can lift everybody out of here.
That is true. Okay. I'm gonna investigate.
How about we send you to the surface and one of us will investigate you every time you go off on your own. You make new friends.
Are you
I
calling me
thought-
a friend?
If you would like to be a friend, yes. The last friend, however, that she made is not so friendly.
It doesn't sound like a friend of a good friend.
Thought you liked it when I made friends, Mom.
Listen here, whippersnapper. Do not make me slap you across the face.
But as I kind of step back,
Like composing everything that she has inside her, she's like, and then she's like, "Where's Mans? Mans, do not hit her."
You just kind of look around, and Mans is nowhere to be seen
Okay.
in like the immediate.
Okay. She's like, where did he? Mans? And
he's
she's-
buried in the
I
cavity.
feel like it's trying to strangle my throat. I
Mans.
don't breathe, so it's not actually an issue.
She's Mans has some issues.
Yeah. You watch as this Warforged like goes and like pulls down the robe a bit, and there, sure enough, is Mans just like trying to strangle.
Death grip.
Reaching up, I'm gonna pull Mans off of him and put him back on my shoulder and be like, "Really? We had this discussion."
And you think that the inanimate hand would behave?
It behaves more than some people do.
I don't have to behave.
And that's when a rope
So-
falls down the hole.
Okay, well, Azure, can you help me reach the tall shelves? Please, 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 please.
I still think you need to be the first.
Just
one
looks
out.
at the tall shelves as I'm over 6 foot tall.
Fine. Can you check the tall shelves and I'll check the ones that I can reach?
There you go.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna help our new Warforged friend to get out to the best of my strength and ability.
All the time, Philius has been there just against the edge, and it's like, so is. I take it this CRON is joining us.
Oh, I'm assuming he might join us, but as for right now, he would really like to get out of this hole.
We're just setting him free at least. He means no harm.
Oh, okay.
And
I mean, he's less harmless than. She glances to the hand on her shoulder and then looks back at him, and she's like, he's harmless.
He kind of goes and looks back to you, and it's like, okay, that is a bit reassuring then. I think. I'm still not sure about Mans. No offense, Mans, but you're kind of terrifying.
yeah, I don't like
He's
it
like-
either. It's creepy.
As I am walking back to
He's
the
a tiny pervert.
Do that. He's not a pervert.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man scurries closer to your neck.
She's like, stop it. Stop it. She's like, just for that, she's gonna kind of toss Mans up out of the hole.
Yeah, Boz, you just see this hand go,
Woo!
You're the first one up.
and Phyllis is like, see that's exactly what I mean. I don't know about that thing.
She's like,
Sorry, but that's freaking terrifying.
I think he's jealous of any person I come across. She's like, let's get this big guy up.
All right, who else is coming up?
All right, so
Handle your
again, like,
ex-boyfriend?
what are we calling you? Or is it Red? Is it Contraption? Red? I call it Contraption, and then Red. I didn't catch the other parts.
Contraption, red, 0, 9.
How about we
0,
just call
11?
you CRON? It sounds easier.
That works.
All right, CRON.
Cran.
This rope, you're going up and out.
I appreciate it. I am quite heavy, though.
I have it secured around one of the poles here best I can.
Is the rope gonna break under his weight?
And I'll help you if needed, like
If he's
a boost.
Phyllis kind of goes, I feel like
If
I'm
push
not
comes to
super
shove,
strong, but I
this
feel
is
like
gonna
I
go.
would probably be the better option for that. No offense, but you're also quite thin.
I would barely have to
Well,
lift
thank
him
you. Can I summon my mage hand to maybe help out the little it can? The little it can.
You can definitely
10
try.
pounds.
So we will say, as Helene and Azure start searching for booze and going like jar by jar, the collective effort is enough to get this Warforged CRON out for the first time in God knows how long.
Several years. That's what he said.
Yeah. So, real quick, Azure, Helene,
Yes.
go ahead and roll me investigation.
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 I got a nat 20.
Oh, wow, that's 2 already.
Good job.
I got a 4.
I found a booze.
Yeah, no one puts their booze up high. That's insane. Unless there's children.
No one puts booze in a
But
corner.
who puts their children in the basement?
Well,
If they were
Fully
bad,
laughing.
So,
I've never been
Azure-
in a basement.
you're proud of your height. You're only searching the top jars, but unfortunately, it seems like maybe the last person here couldn't reach them either, and they've been in here significantly longer. Kind of to the point where you take each one, and it's really cloudy, and you like kind of swirl it, and all you see is just like flaky chunks just swirl around, and nothing else.
Gross.
yes.
Helene, you on the other hand, after finding much of the same in some of the other ones, though, you do find 2 large jars that seem like the cloudiness you're able to determine is actually just probably the glass itself. And upon breaking the seal, it seems like it is fermented something.
it's me.
I'm gonna take a swig of it.
All right.
Oh Lord.
You take a swig and
A careful swig, obviously. It's not like gulp, gulp. It's like,
just a little
Ooh.
taste. It's
Then
a
you
very unique flavor, one that you are familiar with, and it's the first time that you've ever had more or less pumpkin flavored mead.
Oh, delicious.
As it is pumpkin that has been, or maybe more of a wine technically, but is heavily fermented pumpkin.
Well, I'm not technically a pumpkin girl, but hey, beggars can't be choosers.
I mean, it's not pumpkin spice season after all.
Okay, Azure, I found a couple. Would you help me
Pumpkin
carry
spice
these
doesn't have
out?
pumpkins in it.
You want to taste?
Uh,
It tastes like pumpkin.
sure, I guess.
He's
Are you two coming or not?
Malfunction!
Not yet.
Do we have pause?
I think we got it quick enough.
Don't mind me. Technical difficulties.
But he will pick up the jar.
High quality as ever.
It's been up there for a while, so.
Stay.
But he will pick up at least one of them.
There's
And
two
take a
jars.
And the clips are on the back.
Yeah. So
jars.
Do I pick up both? Are they big jars
yeah,
for your
I'd say.
for your very tiny body?
Yeah, they're probably about as big as me. Who knows?
they're each
Half that
one's
size.
like they are large containers, so they're
Yeah,
about
girl.
like a foot long and a solid like 8 inches in diameter.
They're half my size.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Azure will just pick both of them up. He'll take a very light swig of one of them.
And it's the same like pumpkin mead.
Good.
You see him kind of like shiver from the tingle, like the strongness of like that alcohol-y taste. Just,
Fermenting
"Ugh."
for years
Yeah.
and years.
So
And he turns around. The mask was flung closer to the actual entrance. Do I notice it as I kind of like turn around trying to go out?
so it was actually flung away from the entrance. As
It
Helene
was flung
kicked it.
towards
I
her
didn't
though,
kick
and then
it
Yeah,
she
and then it was
far,
kicked.
though.
and then it was
Yeah.
kicked again.
Yeah.
So
It's just right there.
I figured I kicked it maybe like 6 inches kind of thing. I just
Okay,
barely
nothing
kicked
bad.
it to make
But
sure
yeah.
that it wasn't like
Trapped or
magic.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just right there.
yeah, Azure will look to Helene. You know anything about the mask that's over there?
That mask fell off of that CRON creature thing. He was sitting in the corner, and then when we came in, he stood up and turned towards us, and then he just fell down. I'm assuming now it's probably because his joints were stiff and he needs oil or something. I've heard stories about dwarves and their robotic animated creatures, whatever they're called. My brain's not working right now. But I've heard stories about it, so I think it's something like that. But his mask fell off when he fell down, and then he got back up, and yeah. So maybe we should grab his mask for him. He'd probably appreciate that.
Azure will walk really close to the entrance itself. CRON, apparently this mask fell off you. Do you have any significance to this?
No, it was something that was given to me to help not attract as much attention.
Do you want it still?
I don't think I need it, given the time that has passed.
And it had glowing eyes, right?
Yep.
Red.
And even looking at it, it has like small glowing red eyes on the mask.
That's why I was asking. It's freaky.
But yep, he seems to have no attachment to it.
You can take it if you want.
I kind of want to take it only because glowing potential eye gems could sell for money.
That is true.
And you know what's important for a group of people that don't have gear?
Money.
Money.
Yeah, people that are completely broke.
So as you guys go ahead and step on out, you see CRON starting to go and look around at the daylight. And as it gets out, you see his features more. He does have a black robe on that's covering most of him, although the robe itself, you only can tell it's black from the backside, as the other half has accumulated so much dust, it looks like a tan brown almost.
Oh.
You can't see a lot of kind of the features, but you see his face, which is very straight lined. There is a slight opening to the mouth, and what is supposed to be the jaw seems to be slightly off, and it's when you see him talk, it also doesn't seem to really be moving. But there is a slight opening for it. but his face itself almost kind of looks like a mask. It's basically got 5 sides of 2 uniform, and then a single kind of central stripe going down.
Okay. So we climb out too. So, what happened to this town? Did you live here before it burned down?
You watch as he goes and kind of looks around, back and forth, taking everything in.
It's like, no, I didn't live here. Rather, I was here very shortly, running. They took me in, and then hid me away. And then there were screams and fire, and I guess this is what happened. I wasn't able to get out.
How long ago? Well, you probably don't even know. How long ago did this happen?
Well, I'm not able to count for exact days, but it's been at least 15 years.
It's a really long time for you to be down there.
Who were you traveling with? Why did they hide you?
I wasn't traveling with people. I was running from people.
Who were you running from?
I don't fully remember.
That's fair. It's been years.
All I know is that they wanted to use me, and I did not want to be used.
That's fair.
Understandable.
Well, we're heading to the city. We're heading to the nearest city.
Elhaz
Would
Fe.
you like to accompany us and maybe figure out where you want to go from there?
That's probably the best option, as I don't know where to go. And my local box is seemingly damaged, and
It sounds like it.
I don't have the tools to repair it.
Okay. We could probably
But-
find that in the town too.
Also, my leg is currently just
A stool leg, and he lifts off one leg, and it is actually just a wooden branch that you saw that he is like using twine, like just put on, as the bottom half seemingly was crushed, and you see these loose, like metal
Wires.
little wires coming from it.
Oh, poor baby.
You guys seem to have a little bit more experience with Elhaz Fe. Do you know if we'd be able to find an artificer there?
Oh, most likely, yes. I had a few contacts there, and I believe I remember there was one there. At least one.
It's my first time ever going there.
Interesting, from where we found you. I can't believe you hadn't been there.
I was on my way there when you found me.
What were you going to Elhaz Fe for?
Just a new location for a new home. Just a little while.
A little bit of a nomad.
Not really a nomad, but my home is not my home anymore, so I kind of just...
A little bit of a fugitive.
No! Why would I be a fugitive?
I don't know. You're the one traveling with a decapitated hand.
That does seem really suspicious.
Disembodied. Disembodied.
I'm so sorry. Disembodied.
You see Philly's just like, I can't believe what's actually just going on.
I can't believe it either. This is all.
Is this
really
normal
strange.
for you guys? Because I feel like I've been around and this is not normal.
This is not normal from what I've been around either.
I haven't been around people very much, so this is not normal for me either.
I haven't been around too many people either.
So, about those pumpkins.
Oh yes, I found plenty. It looks like we can we'll be able to eat nicely today.
So much pumpkin.
Would you rather have potatoes?
I would gladly take a pumpkin, please.
I figured you would.
Yes, let's yeah, they seem pretty fresh, so
Are we gonna camp out here for the night? What time of day is it?
It's still about midday right now.
yeah,
Well, we could camp
we'll have
out
lunch
here.
though. Let's have a meal
And
then
see
we'll
how
keep
we
moving.
feel.
And then we'll see how well CRON moves with that leg of his.
We could try to find something else for him too. We do have the blacksmith shop nearby. We could potentially go and look and scavenge and see if we could even find not a warhammer.
Speaking of
But-
finding, where's this alcohol that you found?
Ooh,
As I'm actively holding 2 massive bottles.
pumpkin booze.
Just looks at you.
Pulling out my little teacup, I'm gonna hand it to him and be like, fill her up. Yes, absolutely.
Your bloodstained teacup.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie.
Stain is a stain.
I tried this pumpkin mead and I totally shipped my pants.
You did what?
Yeah, it was so good.
I'm seeing how this goes. 20, go.
Wait, what?
Okay.
What just happened?
Apparently she shit her pants.
Do we need to like give her some private?
No.
You see Philly's instantly turn away. It's like, I mean, you go do what you need to do then.
It was an expression, okay? It was so good. I shipped myself. I shipped my pants. But it's so
Do
damn
I
good.
need to like clean them for you or anything?
You can if you want to.
Azure just
Let me have it. Let me have something between some of you guys.
I caught like 2% of that. I heard between you guys.
It's like,
My apologies. I promise we're not trying to be insensitive. Your vocal cords are just kind of shot. Can you try again?
I think let's leave it alone then.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. Might not be a bad idea.
You can stay on your shipped pants. She's
Azure.
gonna still hold her cup up to Azure.
Yeah, no. Azure goes and kind of sits himself on the floor so he can put the bottles next to him before he takes your cup, and he feels it pretty good. That's what I just rolled to see if I rolled this good or not.
Wow, this is the perfect amount. Thank you.
I'm gonna take another swig of it. Both hands on the bottles.
And as as she's taking a sip, Boz looks at the cup and seems quite interested suddenly.
Can I help you with something?
Yes, where did you get this cup?
My parents. It was a part of a tea set that we had at my house.
Boz suddenly gets a little quiet and his face sort of, which is normally really plain, but he sort of gets a little bit of a sad. Then he steps away and he doesn't partake in the alcohol.
Philly's comes up. It's like, I think that's the most expression I've ever seen him like give. Is he okay? It sounds like you told him that his parents died, but you said that it was yours.
Yes, it's mine. It was a tea set that my mother gave me when I was younger, and I've always had it. And I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know why
he remembered his long lost dead elf parents too.
From 300 years ago? I doubt it.
300 more.
Don't insult an elf's memory. You don't know.
She's like, there,
Trying to be, respectful of it.
Yeah.
there has to be something that's weird.
I'm sure it's just his parents.
Yeah, no. With the
I'm sorry, my mom called me a Debbie Downer. I'm not quite sure what that meant.
It means you're down a lot.
Oh, I see.
She's gonna. I'm
like
gonna.
a Nancy
I'm gonna
know-it-all.
share my cup with Philius and be like, "Do you want some of it?" Seeing as we only have.
Phileas,
a
don't
cup.
drink out of that cup. I don't test it.
You don't trust
We,
anything.
looks like
we
there's
had
blood on
water
the side
from
of
it
that cup.
earlier, so I'm assuming it's gonna be fine.
Exactly.
I mean, if I'm gonna die, I probably would have already died from
That's
it.
fair.
And I feel like at this point, I'm just honestly living on borrowed time. Because,
I mean,
dear
honestly-
God, this is weird.
If you were gonna die, I'm sure Mans would have handled that already.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that now.
And-
I'm gonna wrap my arm around his and kind of like lay my head on his shoulder and be like, "It's okay. I'll protect you from the bad hand."
Okay, hold on.
Oh no.
He's very aware of Mans on your other shoulder.
Like glaring at him.
Just like that. So it's like your head is right next to his. He's just like, uh-huh.
Okay.
Slowly,
Yeah.
she's slowly just turning. I'm gonna look at Mans and be like, "Really, really." She's like, "Go find the elf boy and see what's wrong with him."
Yeah, because the hand is going to be able to talk to him.
Azure at this point will actually get up from the floor and look over to. Is it CRON or CRON?
CRON,
Okay.
Ron.
CRON.
But he will look to CRON. Do you think there's anywhere that or any other places that could have some form of basements for more supplies for us to pick up before we leave. You had some more experience with this town than we did, so.
Barely.
Not that I know of, but I will only place in the one cellar.
Ooh, I have an idea. I'm gonna go to my little ghost friend that I have tied up somewhere. And I'm gonna leave Philius alone for a moment, and then I'm gonna crouch down to the ghost and be like, "Are you still okay?"
CRON goes over.
Who is he talking to?
I'll be honest, I
It's
don't know.
best-
This is the first time I've seen this. I'm confused.
Go just roll me a straight d20.
Okay. Was it 2?
All you get as you kind of ask us that is just the voice going, fire, darkness, screams, fire, darkness, screams, and just repeating over and over and over.
Reaching my hands out, I'm gonna grab the spirit by the face, and I'm
Which is much more of a, like, you put your hands where it would be.
yeah, like
not-
to direct.
Well, except knowing that your
Yeah.
hands would go physically through.
Yeah. I need you to focus, and I need you to listen very carefully. Is there anything in any cellar or any house that can help us?
Just because it's like, it would all be gone. It's all gone. I rolled 2. You get the sense that in this current state, there is nothing.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
All right.
He unfortunately is too traumatized at this time to be able to recall anything that may or may not be helpful.
He's stuck in a permanent state.
All right. I think it's time to get you where you need to go. We will do that as soon as everybody else is asleep.
All right.
Who are you
And
talking
she's
to?
gonna-
Everyone's
walk
now
away.
just looking at her. Just
Yeah, Philly's just like,
So like,
are we gonna?
Pretty ominous message.
like stops. You know, just Mans.
Man's is on your shoulder and your hands are out in front of you.
Like, I always kind of assume that this is when Mans usually steps in, but when you start talking to the ground, he seems to let it happen, so I just kind of assumed it was a quirk. So I'm not going to judge. That's, you do you. And Phileas just starts going and goes over to one of the pumpkins and starts trying to crack it open to eat some.
Never mind. I'm gonna just go kind of under the shade of something, and just to get out of the sun and just sit there and avoid everybody for right now.
Okay. So, with that, you guys take some time in the village, or the remains of this village. Slice up some of the pumpkin, have a decent amount of food to eat. I can't really call it a decent meal since it's really just pumpkin. Pumpkin and ale, so I mean, it's the closest thing that you've had to a full meal in
We're gonna be
all.
sick of pumpkin by the time we're done.
Probably. But you know what? It's actually filling your bellies. So, we'll say after about a half hour to an hour, during which time I'll say that Philius is the one to go, and he walks with CRON around, and they're just in an attempt to try to find something else that could act as a replacement kind of like stump or peg leg for him. So would one of you just go ahead and roll me a straight d20 to see
2.
2.
you are no longer allowed to roll.
I was rolling great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you had a nat 20 earlier. So,
Yeah, that's why you're not
unfortunately,
allowed
it
to roll
seems
anymore.
as they come back, their efforts were unsuccessful, and you still see the same rotten, like, stool leg that is roughly tied around just kind of the edge of CRON's leg.
Woof.
But he comes just like,
Well, it's okay. I should be able to still travel well enough.
So looking around, Phyllis kind of goes, well, I don't know if there's anything else left to do, so should we continue on?
Yes, let's keep moving.
I don't want to stay in one place too long.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
there
the way
was...
you draw in trouble.
This wasn't necessarily trouble this
That's
time.
true.
They have called me trouble.
You're not trouble. The last time I wandered off by myself, I kind of got into a fight and almost died.
I think the forest is still on fire.
Shh. You know nothing about that.
Right now, she's 2 for 2 for randomly leaving and not coming back without something
I'm going to
else
get up and I'm going to
involved.
start walking.
Yes, and Boz will follow.
With Mans on my shoulder. Maybe idly talking to him.
The late one is leaving. We should follow her.
We should follow her.
Agreed.
We're all just gonna trot after her.
We almost had another malfunction, but the staples caught it.
Hey.
All right. So, for the rest of the day, you guys head off, realizing that your travel is now going a bit slower as CRON with the makeshift peg leg definitely has a slower base walking speed than you guys. Not substantial, but noticeable. So you're still able to make some decent progress as eventually night falls.
I think we should probably set up camp as night is falling. That way we still have a little bit of light and we can kind of...
Very easy to do.
I slept really well the night before, so if I can stay up for all watches, that's not a problem.
I'll stay out with you. I don't sleep.
I just need 4 hours, so I'm okay.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna sleep all night.
Thank God.
The quiet.
Ayala is going to grab one of the jugs, or
Hey.
I am going to grab one of the jugs, and I'm going to fill my cup up again. And I'm just going to sit by the fire and silently sip at it while idly maybe playing tic-tac-toe with Mans
Right.
in the dirt.
All right, go ahead and roll me a intelligence check, one for you and one for Mans.
Okay.
Tell me who wins. There has to be at least a difference of 5 points for
Oh,
Victor.
there is.
Okay.
I got a 17. Mans got a 3.
Maybe it has to do with Man's,
Not having
the
a
way
brain.
that he sees is still kind of unknown. He processes, but maybe it's also just he's scratching down X's and O's, and they're just more random.
I'm thinking that he's scratching down X's and O's.
Yeah.
Because
And every time he loses, like he gets really mad and like,
he like flicks the dirt and storms off.
and then he comes back and like you see as he draws, which would be like, he draws another board, and like he demands a rematch every time.
You don't. You are such a sore loser.
Before Azure goes to sleep, he shall once again do his time-honored night tradition of casting Druidcraft
Okay.
to see what the weather looks like for the next 24 hours, in case we randomly get hit by rain while we're asleep.
Let's
Okay.
go.
I'm gonna go sit by him while
In
he
this
does
location, for the next 24 hours, it seems to be clear.
Cool. Bet.
All right.
I'm gonna go sit by him and lean up against him and pass out.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Mans win at least one round.
Try really hard.
Mm-hmm.
You start drawing X's and O's.
out of the 16 games, he wins 3.
Okay.
You're so nice.
And every time that he wins, it's just pure. It's what you would interpret as just ecstatic.
High five.
Seems almost like jump around happy. All right, so night comes as everyone goes to sleep except Ayala and CRON. So as that goes through, I would like both of you go ahead and make. Let's just do 3 perception checks since you guys are taking all of the watches in the night.
Do you want me to roll for?
Boz will be up soon.
That'll be okay.
Do you want me to roll for Mans as well, or?
No, just you.
Fans can't see anything.
He doesn't have
Man's is too
eyeballs.
distracted by.
Okay. One of them is a nat 1. One of them is a 15 and the other one is a 13.
Okay. Boz, since you're going to wake up after what? You sleep for 4 hours?
4 hours.
Okay, so let's say you'd be awake for one full shift, so...
8.
Okay. So, thankfully, CRON seems to be fully alert and very happy to kind of take in all the information as you hear things throughout the night of... I mean,
What are those stars called?
The stars. Well, that one there is the symbol of Thor and Loki when Loki turned into a snake and bit his brother.
I was talking about the one that looks like a star, but that I can see that too now.
Oh, you mean the big one?
Yes.
Technically, that's a planet, but we consider it a star in our system.
Did this conversation happen before I fell asleep?
no, this would be after.
It's like, how do we know it's a planet?
Because there are very, very smart people in the capital that study stuff like this, and they have these ways of making things bigger that we can see from far away. And she's like, and if you look at it, it kind of has a little bit of a red tint to it, whereas all the other ones seem to be more of a whitish color.
I'm not sure if I process red as much, even though it's in my name. My eyes give me a sense of blue with everything.
Interesting. So for you, it would probably be more of a purpley color, whereas the others are more of a brighter blue.
I think I've actually been told that that's what I hate as red.
Okay. That works.
Well, why is your hand still trying to strangle me?
As you look over, and sure enough, there's Mans on the side just going at it, and CRON just totally unflinching.
I'm not quite sure why he enjoys strangling people. He mostly
Is it his calling?
it could be. He mostly strangles men or men-like folk, which is strange to me. Man, stop it. He's not a threat. Go take a nap in the dirt.
Goes and scurries off.
I
Oh, my hand's totally out of frame for doing all of that.
That's funny. I really, I don't know. You know, without him talking, I can understand him, but not to the sense that he's comprehensible, if that makes sense.
So it's not as bad as, well, it's worse than what I have going on, because you can understand me.
Right.
I am honestly trying to look so far that you can understand me as well as you do.
I try. I mean, being everywhere that I've been, I've spoken to a lot of people and a lot of things. So you kind of pick up dialect here and there, but sometimes my hearing is a little bad, but it is.
I'm hoping to get this sick once we get into the city.
Is it just his jaw that's like disaligned, or?
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Okay.
As you start, like, inching closer, like, trying to get a look.
That's a nat 20 with a 24.
Wow. Man, 3 nat 20s already.
Oh boy.
We're never going to be lucky again.
But not during combat.
True, all RP. So as you go and take a real close look and you start, like, pulling stuff off, you notice that there seems to be a few things. One of them is that there seems to be a hinge on one of the sides that is connected to his jaw, and the piece of metal there just seems to be straight up broken.
Okay.
Like it is snapped, and seemingly maybe in the whatever mechanism actually goes, it would push and pull on this to help move it.
Okay.
And as you see him like start to cock a little bit, you see one part like start to try to move, but since it's disconnected, the jaw doesn't move at all from there.
Okay. Am I able to kind of reach inside and reconnect the part that's not completely broken off, or?
Well, you see that one part which has completely snapped.
Okay.
And then besides from that, it's really hard to get a glimpse without like totally being in his throat itself.
Okay.
But you do see that there is a lot of what seems to be like gunk on the inside. Maybe it's been through the years, and you kind of get the idea that the jaw was probably damaged a while ago, because he's aware that it seems like he's had this problem for quite a while, and hence was kind of surprised that you guys could understand him as well as you currently are. But you see buildup. There's gunk. There's other stuff that is probably more likely as formed during the time that he was down there.
Okay. I have an idea. If you bear with me. I can see some, it looks like buildup in the back of your throat area. If you allow me to, I can take a piece of cloth and go in there and clean it up. And then maybe, I know this happened once when a friend of mine fell and dishinged their jaw. But we took a wrapping and we tied it under the chin around the head, and it kind of gave that little balance. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. Are you willing to try it?
I mean, that should be fine.
All right. Taking her sleeve, taking my sleeve, I'm going to rip a good piece of it off.
Okay.
And kind of make like little bands. One band, I'm going to stick my skinny little hand into his mouth, and I'm going to clean up what I can of the gunk and the oil, maybe using a little bit of the alcohol while they're asleep to get in there to really clean it up.
Did you ask for permission?
And then I'm going to, yes. And then I'm going to.
Man's approved.
Did you get consent?
Yeah, and then I'm going to take some of that strong wool or whatever it is that I have on for my sleeve, and I'm going to tie it around. So it kind of looks like one of those old makeshift, like, I have a sore tooth, and they tie the pillowcase around your head type situation. So that's what I'm going to do to help him out.
All right. Go ahead and make me a dexterity check, just to kind of see how dexterous your fingers are to be able to get in there and trying to clean off this gunk that is seemingly impeding some of the actual.
That would be a 10.
A 10. All right. You get some out. There's other parts that no matter what, it just seems like they're actually more of almost like lodged in there. Like there's actual larger chunks that are hard, almost like mineral-esque.
Okay.
And you're not able to get those without fear of like, I could just reach in, but I don't know what reaching into a creature's throat, whether it's in a Warforged or not, is going to do to it. So let's maybe not.
Right.
And then as you kind of wrap it up, and his jaw, you see, kind of comes more aligned. There's a moment, and it does seem to improved it somewhat, as I'm now trying to figure out what the voice is going to sound like, altered slightly. But it would probably be more along the lines of, as the jaw is now mostly closed, and because it's wrapped, it's also not moving up and down now. But
I think I would give him just a little bit of slack so he can move just a little bit. But
well, the thing is, because the piece of metal is still unattached,
right,
a little bit of slack means the mouth is slightly open, but it still can't move to
up
get
and down.
A lot of it, yeah. So it comes across more of,
well, I think this is a little better.
I can understand you a lot better.
That's good to know.
Are you sure you don't want to, like, power down or rest or anything? It's going to be a long night.
I haven't had any interaction for over 15 years now. I am really enjoying the fact that I can see more than the 27 jars and 53 other storage devices and the 1,327 individual pebbles in the cellar.
That's a lot. Well, I will be staying awake the entire time, so if you need somebody to talk to or you have questions, you are free to ask me anything.
I didn't catch it earlier, but what is your name?
My name is Aola.
Aola?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, Aola.
It is nice to meet you too, CRON.
It's right about this time the boss is waking up, and you heard the part. It's like, "Have you named the pebbles yet?"
Why would he name the pebbles?
After a couple hundred years, you kind of get bored.
I
He's
was
not
able
you.
to name 347 of the pebbles. I ran out of unique names that I could think of.
Bob Jr.
That's a lot of pebbles. It really is.
You try living in a cave for a while. You get a lot there, too.
I did live in a cave for a while, but not like you who lived there for 300 years.
It was only 250.
It's still 250.
Were you able to get out of the cave while you lived there?
Yeah, it was just where I lived. I could come and go to the town if I needed to, but I didn't do it that often.
I wasn't able to move from that small space.
That sounds awful.
Sounds like a prison.
I've been in those small spaces
I didn't say
before
anything.
too.
We were
I-
asleep.
I have definitely been in those small spaces before. I assure you. Cells. It's like a cell. Cells are not fun to be in.
I have not been in a cell, but it sounds like that is what it kind of was.
It was.
All right. So, is there anything else that you would like to discuss throughout the evening?
Yeah, boss is gonna talk to now that he's with Aola. He's gonna say, Aola, do you know what happened to your parents?
Yes, they were slaughtered.
Were your parents slaughtered too, and is that what made them you sad earlier?
No, my parents. I don't remember what happened to my parents, but they sort of wandered off.
No, these people broke into our house. My mother shoved me into a cupboard. And just through the little cracks from the broken wood, I watched them just get massacred.
And that makes Boz pretty sad as he says that, as she says that. And he's gonna say, I recognize your cup.
What do you mean you recognize my cup?
Your teacup. It was a gift to your parents.
What are you talking about?
I knew your parents.
No, you didn't.
Is your last name Goldenland?
Yes, but there's other people named Goldenland.
Yes, but not many I gave a set of teacups to.
Do you go around telling people your name?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, me too.
Wait. You knew my parents.
Yes.
Are you the reason why they're dead? Do you know the people that killed them?
I don't know the people that killed them. That was far after I was gone, but I knew them when I was at the capital.
I thought you lived in a cave.
I did for a while, but I left. I lived at the capital for a while, and then after some things went down and some terrible things I saw were about to happen, I couldn't be a part of it, so I left.
Wait, you knew. But my parents died when I was like 6.
I am far older than you are.
I'm aware of it. But I'm going to retch whatever alcohol is in her stomach because all the flashbacks are coming back and just cannot contain the contents of my stomach.
All right. So
It's a lot of dry heaving at first because it's almost like it's forced, but at the same time it's not forced.
It's an uncontrollable forced
Anxiety
reaction.
puking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wake up to the sound of her puking. I rolled for that. I'm like,
Guys, what's going on? Did you have too much pumpkin? Are you okay?
Not right now, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to deal with this at the moment.
No. You know what?
Do you want
I-
some water?
Please just do me a favor and just don't talk to me until I can process this.
I'm sorry. And then Boz just sort of
Getting up.
he turns
I'm-
into an animal and he sort of just walks into the forest.
Getting up,
Alright.
I'm gonna go find Mans.
All right. Mans is kind of right there.
Yeah.
He didn't go kind of too far off. I'm going to say, like, seeing this, you see as CRON goes and looks one way as Boz gallops, or...
Trots or
It's
crawls.
like he's like an oxen or something.
Okay, so definitely trots, like, into the forest. And Ayala takes Mans and goes kind of the other way. He stops, and then he looks back at you, Helene. He slowly walks over. It's like,
I think it would be good if you got some sleep now. They are dealing through a lot, and seems like they would like some privacy.
Did they? I won't ask too many questions. Did they get into a fight or something? Did she get punched in the gut or something?
Not physically, but it seems like a memory might have simulated the same type of response.
Oh. That's a real bummer. Okay. Well, are you good to keep watch then for now? Because I don't know where they're going, and I don't know if they're really paying attention.
I didn't go too far. I just moved like a tree or two away.
Okay.
I will keep watch.
Okay.
You can't go to sleep.
Okay. I just wanted to apologize too for threatening you earlier today. I didn't know what you were, and you were kind of a little bit, scary. So, I'm sorry about that. I see now that you mean no harm, but
I have hit that reaction many times.
that's a little too hard.
I
Gentle.
am sorry. I have incited that response many times in the past. It
Yeah.
does not bother me.
Okay. Well, thank you. You seem like a nice guy. Well, a nice.
You can just call
Today.
me CRON.
Yeah.
He's
Thank
a
you,
nice
Kron.
Who's a good grunt?
Who's a good CRON?
Well, I guess I am gonna try to go back to sleep then, and I'm gonna go over and kind of lean up against him and just kind of look up through the trees and like just kind of stare at the moon for a little bit and just kind of.
All right. So, as Helene goes back to bed, Ayala is a few trees one way. Boz is trotted into the forest.
grass.
It would end if it was like a screenplay or a movie of watching CRON slowly limp back to where it goes down, as he would and there's some times that pass. Ayala, go ahead and make me a perception check.
17.
17. You would. This would be at least like a half hour afterwards, so I'd say, Helene, you've gone back to sleep. But you hear CRON kind of mention,
That does not seem appropriate. That should not come out of its stomach.
and he just like stops there and then just goes back to looking at the stars and looking around.
Getting up, I'm going to walk over and I'm going to slowly sit next to him. What's not appropriate?
He kind of looks over, looks down, and points, and you see, and it's like,
What I know. Black type of ooh like that should not come out of a living stomach.
and you look down, and what you kind of hurled up was extremely dark, and seemingly almost like mostly like non-processed, and you can see the pumpkin ale, like it's almost kind of coated other stuff that was just kind of in there.
The pumpkin ale coating the pumpkin
Yeah.
meat from 3 days ago. Rabbit.
I'm going to take in a really deep breath and slowly release it. And she's like,
You don't have to tell me. You've been through a lot.
just put it this way. I'm not well. so
I'm
to
not
say.
either.
So we can both be broken together.
Yeah. Until we get fixed.
Right, until we get fixed. I'm going to take some... I'm going to actually push my shoe into what I threw up and kind of push it into the fire.
Oh, God. Couldn't even just cover it with some dirt. I'm going to push it into the fire. Fire roars up with the alcohol.
Roll me a d20.
Nasty.
19.
19. You thankfully have the foresight to make sure that you position yourself upwind when you do this. As you get the tiniest whiff of whatever that was now burning in a fire is nasty.
Are we
So,
downwind of it?
I know very well about the contents. It could be worse. It could have been what Mans would have thrown up.
I'm just not glad I do not have a nose for this.
She's like, I don't smell it either.
Woof.
Maybe we can get that fixed, Lou.
Reaching a hand out, I'm going to kind of grab his forearm a little bit and be like, I don't think that's possible for me, but I'm sure we can figure it out for you.
He just kind of looks just like, everything that we fix one way or another, it just might not happen the way or in the manner that we want it to.
Giving him a really sad look. I wish I met you when I was alive. But I'm sure you can keep a secret. What I threw up stays between us.
I have no reason to say anything.
Thank you.
All right. So,
Just like pulling me to self and
Fetal position.
pretty much, but sitting up.
He's not strangling my neck, but he is trying to claw my leg. Which you might not have him on me. I'm afraid that leg might break too.
Pulling him up again. I'm going to hold him by the wrist so the palm is facing me. And Mans. He's machine. You don't have to... Stop strangling people until we need it. When we need it, you can start strangling again. Do I make myself clear? Okay, now stop strangling. And I'm going to take him and I'm going to put him kind of, because how I'm sitting, I'm thinking the folds of my dress are just kind of like drooping. And so I'm going to put him so it's like a little hammock.
okay.
And then like idly stroke the fleshy parts of the palm. Of his
All right.
palm.
to make sure that he can't like flip over and start getting...
She's soothing him like how you would just rub somebody's back, except for she's rubbing the palm of his hand.
All right. So, after that, the rest of the night goes on without incidents. Boz, do you return during the night, or are you keeping your distance until a later time?
He doesn't come. He comes near the camp, but he sits sort of with his back to her, still in camp to be able to keep watch. But doesn't say anything to her.
Okay. So, with that, morning comes. You all awake at whatever time you deem necessary. Given the events of yesterday, I would say probably for some of you, the emotions of it definitely would lend to you guys not rushing anything this morning.
Well, guess it's time to get a... Why?
As I fall as he starts stretching.
And Philius in the
Morning
corner.
to you too.
Somebody needs to wake up the tiefling.
I'm gonna be mean. Hold on.
I'll do it. She's like, I'm gonna hand Mans
Stop.
again, wrist again. I'm gonna hand him to CRON and be like, hold this, please.
Oh, okay.
And walking over to Philius, I'm gonna flop down next to him and give him like a little nudge like that at first. And if he doesn't wake up, she's gonna like,
It's woken him, but not fully. So it's that level of he goes from
Reaching up, I'm gonna take his little pointed ear, and I'm gonna like massage just the bottom of it right here,
Weird.
and be like,
Hey, baby.
if you don't wake up, I'm gonna let Mans wake you up.
I was gonna be so much more nice.
So it's one of those things where he's like, no, and he startles him. It's like,
Did you have a good sleep?
it was really nice. I don't want Mans waking me up. Please.
I told
I
you.
really don't.
I told you he's not gonna cause you any problems. And she's like,
Where's-
that was my hand, not his. And
Okay.
she's
Okay. Maybe just kick me next time. I think that might be less scary.
What would happen if I slapped you right now? Would that work? Would that wake you up?
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm developing a phobia of just hands, so a slap is not seemingly very nice. But it would be better.
Maybe you and Mans need to spend some quality time together.
As they're talking, I'm actually going to use Druidcraft to create. It is a harmless gust of wind, and I'm gonna do it right on his ankle.
So it's like something's grabbing his ankle.
Yeah, so there's like that feeling on
That
the
feeling
ankle
that
of
something's
something as
wrapping
they're
around it.
talking.
All right, go ahead and just roll me a straight d20. So luck roll to see
Not so gentle
how
for us
well
as a
or
man.
poorly he reacts. So high he reacts calmly, or
No.
9. All right, you definitely get a big flinch. It's like, okay.
He freaks out,
And it's
accidentally
like,
slaps Ayala in the face.
I still haven't seen Mans where.
He's right there with Kron.
Azure's now
I
giggling
have
in
him
the corner
still.
as he's standing up.
I get to see it. Mans is like trying to get at him.
Azure's loosening up finally.
Getting up, I'm going to walk away from him, and I'm going to go back over, and I'm going to take Mans. And looking at Kron, I'm going to, again, soft smile. I want to thank you for last night. I needed that reassurance.
Oh, somebody's got a boyfriend.
He's not a sex bot.
We ain't seen what's under the robe.
Not with that attitude.
Oh, guys.
And there goes the rating.
I said we would make it NC-17 tonight, guys. Let's go.
We're doing so well. He goes and looks at you and it's like, well, I should be thanking you. You are the ones who got me out of there. And all I did was speak what I know.
Right. No, it's not that. It's... Oh, never mind. Here. I'm going to take Mans from him. Put him on my shoulder, and I'm going to start walking again, just slowly, but in the direction we were headed.
All right. So everyone starts packing up, and you hear Philius from the back. He's like, does this mean no breakfast?
We have a couple leftover pumpkin chunks.
I don't want any more pumpkin. I'm gonna just take a swig of the pumpkin mead because it's about as much pumpkin as I can tolerate.
All right.
Azure
Smell
will
of pumpkin still off the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Azure will take one of the pumpkin chunks as he has finished packing what little he had. And
Yeah, Philius goes to you. It's like, I don't know why they don't understand how nice this is to actually eat. But you get it, right?
I mean, food is food.
Exactly. Although I can't wait to get to the city and actually have some meat.
I do.
That does sound
I
quite
too miss meat.
immaculate.
I miss cheese.
As he starts drooling slightly.
Cheese was good. Just a nice hunk of cheese.
Muttering to Mans, hearing their conversation. I miss the taste of food in general.
So for the rest of the morning, I'm going to say Philius just goes on and on, especially to you, Azure, of different exotic dishes that he's had, his favorites. others that were not so enjoyable, specifically a boiled fish dish that came out of Ned Soccer that was a phase for a time that just never caught on.
Sounds delicious.
Azure during this entire walk goes through phases of cartoon levels of saliva dripping and absolutely disgusted.
Time. At one point, Phyllis goes like, "You really should try to keep your mouth closed. Like, we don't have that much liquid on us. Like, we might see the city gates by the end of the day, but you can't pass out on us now." If I remember right, Boz said that he used the last of the healing, so you're kind of SOL if you,
Pass out.
For the most part, Boz is just lost in thought the entire time. He hasn't really spoken much.
Where are you in the lineup? Are you kind of trailing behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the very, very front.
I'm probably somewhere between you and between these guys because I don't really want to listen into the conversation about food because I'm hungry, but I don't want pumpkin anymore.
All four of you go ahead and make me a perception check.
God, I've done so many of those.
13.
Oh yeah, well,
4.
17.
Hey.
Nice.
I heard it in stereo.
All right. So, Helene and Boz, you guys are the ones that also kind of have to keep the general reminder of, like, hey, CRON can't walk that fast. Let's not leave him behind. Because after the first 30 minutes, like, you hear from, like, farther back than is comfortable. It's like, wait, no, here.
Oh,
I have an idea.
Yeah, you.
And so I turn into a warhorse to allow CRON to ride me.
Okay.
Well,
CRON is
he'll
going to make
probably
a strength
need
check to try to
boost.
get on you.
Can I assist him with this?
Sure, go ahead and roll one.
That's a 6.
Oof.
That's better than a 1.
There is an issue. CRON without two solid legs to really get a push off of, and being
Okay. The
Warforged, a heavy Warforged, not too heavy to ride.
Why don't you crouch
Yes.
down so
The
he
horse size, and then I get down on all fours so he can just easily climb.
All right.
That's what I...
It is a very arduous process that takes a full, 5 minutes, which unfortunately wastes precious time, but eventually CRON does get on.
To be fair, this saves us time in the long run. We're going to make this 5 minutes back up.
Yeah.
Because now we get to actually move at travel speed.
He looks down. Are you going to yell it when I need to get off? So I do not crush you when you turn back?
That does beg...
Yes!
That does beg a really good question, actually. If you were to randomly turn back, would you come back right in the middle, or would you come back on the front?
Can we keep walking, please?
I just don't want to
I'm
experience
kind of running
a
to catch up with you
random
a
trust
little bit.
fall.
Boz just starts moving, so everyone
Well-
now has to catch up to him.
Ayala is walking, but she's just kind of idly walking because,
She just wants to keep moving.
yeah, she wants to get away from everything.
All right.
Well, I kind of ran to kind of catch up with her, but I'm not right next to her, but I'm kind of close, but I'm just going to keep silent and just be there and just kind of walk.
The supportive presence.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to say that your wild shape lasts for
An
hour?
I think an hour at my level.
an hour. Okay.
An hour.
It lasts longer as the level goes up. Where'd my sheet go?
So as you guys start walking, Philius suggests so maybe if we have enough energy, this might be the time to try to put a little bit of a move on while the the limp bot there actually is being carried before we're kind of slow again. Just saying.
He has a name. You don't have to call him that.
Sorry, CRON.
There you go.
Should we though? Just kind of saying.
Azure, Ubbies, I have short legs.
Uppies!
Puppies.
While they're walking, I'm gonna let them get past me, and I'm gonna take the rear of the group now instead of
Okay.
the front.
Speed uppies.
So for the next hour, we're gonna say everyone's kind of on a double-paced march.
Fast walking. Formal speed walking.
Yes.
I knew they're going to catch up, so I go full speed. I'll be probably a bit ahead, but they'll all catch up once he's turned back. Once I've turned back and we're... So we had
once again, we
almost
split
an
the
hour
party.
60, so
Yeah, once again, the party is split.
All right.
This is why Azure, to keep up, he'll sprint for a little bit to try and keep up, but just with his casual speed. But he will
I'm
slow down
desperately
eventually.
holding
So
on
he
to your
doesn't.
horns.
But he will slow down eventually, just so he doesn't exhaust himself. But he'll randomly like do little sprinting spouts just to try and keep somewhat pace with him.
All right. I'm just getting Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers, when Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn are all they're chasing down the orcs, and there's all these all the scenes where they're all spaced out, and in each one they're like a few hundred yards to like seemingly like approaching a quarter mile from each other. I'm getting this sense as you guys.
We're
over
traveling
this-
together, but at our own pace.
Yeah.
Someone will stop and take a break. The other person will catch up.
All
We'll
right.
get there.
So, we're going to say for the next, with Boz as a warhorse over the next hour, you try to really get as much distance as you can. And it's actually a thing of, for mounts, you can gallop at twice your usual movement speed for an hour without really kind of starting to push that exhaustion level. So,
I didn't want to shake him off, so I just regular at 60 because that's the speed of a warhorse.
okay. Well, I mean, as you're kind of there, it seems like he does have some ability to stay
Okay.
steady. It is kind of, it's a bit of a hindrance to you just due to the weight, but you also kind of can tell that the weight also helps stabilize. So like a hard bump really doesn't do too much to him.
Metal to the
And then
metal.
right before I'm about 2 minutes before I'm going to change back, I get down on all fours again to let him.
All of a sudden, just stop in the middle of the road.
All right.
Oh, we slow
let's
down.
see. Ooh, okay. He's kind of prepared. He takes it very slowly, but he's able to swing one leg over and actually land on his feet. And you watch him rock back and forth, but he doesn't fall. He rolled fine on his dex.
Good.
Hey.
Thank
Doesn't
you
fall on
for
his face
the
this time.
assistance for this. It was much faster than I was expecting.
That's when Boz changes back and says, "Do you need to take a break for now?"
I am perfectly fine, but should we keep moving, knowing they will catch up?
Yeah,
with
we'll
my
keep
speed?
moving. If you need to use my staff to help you walk, go ahead.
I will gladly use this. I'm afraid that my leg may break fairly soon.
Oh, boy.
Oh. That's... So during the time, the Boz will go to we're nearest the woods,
Okay.
so we'll go in there and look for a piece of wood that would be better supportive than the ones about to break, because we'll lose a lot of time if we...
Roll me a survival.
Boz got wood.
Well, now we'll find out. Yeah. $17.
17. So you're not able to find a great fit given the very precise specifics that you're looking for, but you're able to find a fair equivalent of what he has, but just one that's actually good condition. And collectively, CRON goes, and it's like,
I figure let's just hold on and keep moving while we can, and we can just replace it when we need to. But thank you for finding that.
Oh, you're welcome.
all right. So, is there any conversation that wants to happen as you guys are traveling and kind of now spaced a bit? So, I guess specifically Michaela and Azure,
Yeah, I was like,
or Boz and
high
CRON.
five.
The Boz doesn't really have much to say. He's just...
Philius would probably actually be with Azure and Michaela.
Well, I'm
'Cause
sitting
he-
on his head, too, or on his shoulder.
Well,
so
did he trot with them, or did he stay behind with the...
He feels kind of guilty about what he said, and he can tell Philius is aware that Ayala is not super happy, so he's decided to not travel with Ayala.
So he's kind of just in between our two groups?
Yeah, more of that in between, closer to your guys's.
Okay.
Azure now going at CRON pace, actually, because of the fact that he was doing some sprinting to try and keep up. So he's a smidgen tired. Just a smidge, so he's going a little slower.
I can walk now if you want. You can put me down.
It's not the fact of carrying you. It's the fact of sprint,
Running.
stop, sprint,
Yeah.
sprint, stop, sprint. But he will look over to CRON.
Oh,
We
Kron's
haven't
still
caught
ahead.
up with Kron
yeah.
yet.
Oh, okay.
You're with.
There's us two. Philius is probably a little ways behind us, and then Aola is probably a couple 100 feet behind us.
Okay.
Yeah. 100. Yeah. About like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I was confused. I thought you said CRON was with us for a second. I was like, wait, what?
No, Phileas.
Ah.
Yeah, I was referring
The
to
other
Phileas.
NPC.
Yeah, I heard CRON. That's why I was confused.
All
He's
right.
got CRON in the brain.
Got a couple of days still, so I think we should make it to town just fine. I'll be alright.
Yeah, no, from what they were saying, we should be there in,
A day or so.
yeah, like 2 days tops, and that's if we're slow.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what I'm gonna do though.
All right.
It's
Azure
It's not
now
gonna
just
be
sits
pretty.
there contemplating. That's it. That's where he's kind of stuck at right now. Is he's having to think because new place. He doesn't know what's happened here.
yeah.
So as you sit down and start contemplating for a moment.
Not sit contemplating,
Oh.
like walk, like
Gotcha.
Let me stroke my beard and think about this.
his stubble since he hasn't gotten to do any form of self-care clean in weeks.
You got
He
a
is a-
blade. Just straight razor that.
Oh yes, with my short sword.
I've got a dagger.
So as you guys slow your walking pace, Phileas would catch up and start to pass you. Just casually, it's like, oh, well, don't fall too far behind.
No,
We still got to catch up to them.
We still got her behind us too, so we'll be fine.
Okay.
You can keep going. We're good.
Catch you guys later.
Have
As he just kind of-
fun.
And it's that awkward, like he just slowly is walking faster. Not
Yeah,
too much, though.
It's like trying to pass a car on the interstate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
We gotta come up with a plan here soon, though.
I think every time they slow down, I slow down because I don't want to catch up to them. But there's a sense that I'm like, eventually either have to catch up with them or just keep going. So the couple 100 feet turns into about 100 feet.
okay.
Do you think she's okay back there? I woke up in the middle of the night last night to her puking, so I don't know what that was about. And I don't want to ask about it. It feels wildly inappropriate to ask
I mean,
about it.
anything could have happened. We haven't really had a super good source of food in
That's true, too.
the days of travel. It could have been any form of
I used to throw up when I was hungry.
either levels of exhaustion, hunger, or some sort of food poisoning. Anything could have happened to cause some form of throw up. So I
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
really
notice-
question it too badly.
Yeah. I want to get another swig of that mead. I'm overthinking too much. Can we stop for a second?
Do I have them? Who has the meat?
I would assume you're carrying it. You're just the mead carrier. I'm not
I just
carrying
had to ask because I
it.
don't think I
They all-
have a bag. That's
I
why
would
I'm-
say
have
you
it.
would have.
Ayala has it.
Yeah, Ayala would have
Ah,
it.
Damn it. Okay, well, I'm just going to stop and turn around. Hey! Can I get some of that? I think we need a drink break.
She holds it up. Goes like this.
I'm going to kind of trot back over to her, like, not running, but kind of jogging, but just kind of
Yeah.
as halflings do.
Take it. I was just carrying it because nobody else picked it up.
Well,
I'm
I
sure
would
the
have
only
carried
one
it
with
if
a
I
bag.
could.
I'm aware of it. It should be light enough for you to carry.
That's fair. Did you want a swig?
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you probably didn't enjoy puking up pumpkin last night. I can't imagine that was an enjoyable experience. I'm not talking about it. I get it.
No.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
It wasn't the pumpkin.
Well, even if it wasn't the pumpkin that caused it, pumpkin couldn't have tasted good coming back up.
It didn't really taste like anything. And I'm just gonna walk past her.
Okay.
And then just keep walking. I am gonna,
Kind of change the distance that you had.
yeah.
As I take a couple of swigs
Gets gets
and
closer
then,
to
like,
me.
trot over with it, like,
Okay. Here, can you carry this for me?
And I'm gonna get past both of them, kind of up where I'm almost at Philius's side, but still like a pace or two behind him
Okay.
because they stopped for a drink break.
All right. So we're gonna say then.
She stops for a drink break. I continue walking for my drink break, trying to get back up to normal pace.
All right. So we're gonna say then that eventually throughout the day, as you guys continue traveling, positions may shift here and there depending on drinks or bathroom breaks, woodland breaks, whatever it is.
Gotta pee. I know I gotta pee again. I drank a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, the only reason why you're going to the bathroom is the sheer amount of alcohol you're drinking.
I mean, I don't have water right now, so.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Let's see how this goes, guys.
No!
Today's.
The underage halfling, who is also an undersized halfling for her age, which is young and small, has drunk a lot of very fermented alcoholic pumpkin mead. And is definitely feeling its alcoholic effects.
Hey guys. Those trees kind of dancing to you too. They're kind of just moving a little bit. And you look like you got a little bit of like glitter on you. You got some man glitter going on. Your skin's all sparkly.
I love the fact that everyone else would be ahead too, and it's just, she's looking at me.
Oh, yeah.
Everything sparkles.
Oh, God.
We should try to catch up with them and see if they can see the sparkles too. I'm sure.
But you cannot run straight.
No.
Starts veering over to the side.
Oh shit!
Azure will just
Make me a
walk-
deck save.
I did okay on that. Got a 17.
You
No,
tumble but catch
15.
yourself and end up
15.
doing like a
Woohoo!
a cartwheel almost of sorts.
You see that shit? I did good.
But Azure will, at this point, as she like tumbles and catches herself, I will just walk over, reach out and just pick her up.
No, no, no!
Try to avoid it. Try to avoid it. Hey, well, acrobatics if I'm rolling acrobatics.
It would be a dex check
Just
against
Against,
Dirty 20.
against your strength.
Slip out.
would it be my
dodge.
strength or my athletics?
Probably
Strength.
strength to grapple.
Yeah, strength.
Okay, that's still a 12. My dice does not like me today.
Yeah, so
No,
you go
no,
to
no!
Helene's gone.
I'm trying to catch up with those guys.
Okay.
He's trying to get me!
Turning
You can't stifle this halfling!
over my shoulder, I'm going to be like, oh, God.
Where did this come from?
I'm assuming
What is going on?
Sorry, she drank too much.
Don't you tell me how much I can drink. You're not my dad. Hey, hey,
No, but you're
boys.
also a foot tall.
Can you turn into a horse again and I can ride you?
I heard that too.
I'm sorry.
So a quick thing, just realizing, hearing it from this, we might have a slight audio issue. I apologize ahead of time. We'll see how it turns out.
I'm sorry. I got hyper. I was in character. I
Oh no,
forgot.
you're good. I'm
That's
just
slapping
hearing
things.
an echo that's delayed.
Oops.
Not our fault. So we'll see how it turns out. Anywho,
I got it. We'll figure it
So,
out.
We can fix this.
Phileas, why exactly does Mans creep you out, other than the obvious?
Phil-
He has yet to do anything to you.
well, besides the obvious, which admittedly is about 70 to 80+% of it, so we're doing a quick audio check on this.
It's
But
probably because he's a creepy little perv and he's tried to strangle
You're
just
not
about
near us.
everyone in
Be
this
quiet.
group. I ran up and I was trying to talk to Boz.
that would
I
actually
just
probably
took
be
off.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break.
2 seconds.
We'll be right back.
So when she interrupts the question that I seem to Phileas, just stopping. Why are you interrupting my conversations? How much have you had to drink?
Wait, do you know like martial arts?
No, well, not officially. I'm trying to do some things, but not official martial arts. Just kind of whatever my tribe did. I don't know. I kill people. And steal things is fun too. I was really good at it. But
I've had a little bit to drink, and usually I don't drink quite this much, but I was thirsty and we didn't really have anything to drink. And, well, I mean, as you can see, I weigh like 30 pounds. So, yeah, I don't know, relatively speaking, what that translates to for you regular size people. But for me, it was my belly's sloshing around just a little bit. So I wanted a ride on the horse.
The horse is up there.
Philius is going to turn to Ayala and just kind of whisper, watch this. He's going to go, hey, look. I think he's calling you. He points back to Azure. It looked like he was waving something.
Oh, I heard it too.
Friend! I just started running.
Like, well, that was easy enough.
Children, right?
Besides, again, the obvious of just the fact that 80%, it's a dismember.
Jumps on him.
It's like, there she goes. But besides the 80% of the obvious, well, I've had my share of struggles too, and I've got my own kind of history, and let's just say that strangulation is something that I am all too keenly aware of in not a pleasant manner. So just constantly seeing that is something that has brought back some unpleasant memories. So I apologize, but now when I see him, I can't help but actually then remember those. So yeah,
I do understand, and I'm going to turn and look at Mans. Mans is going to keep the strangulation under wraps.
If you know what I mean.
Because...
Bops you on the head.
Right.
Hey, I'm allowed to make my jokes.
I'm
hilarious.
gonna go catch up with them.
Come on.
And I'm
Why
gonna
does nobody think I'm funny?
go walk up to where Boz and CRON are.
all right. So is there anything you're wanting to discuss specifically with them in private, or just kind of going up?
I'm gonna walk up next to CRON, or not next to CRON, next to Boz, and kind of like lower my voice so nobody else hears. If CRON hears, that's fine, because CRON's already on sync with her. So my parents, they were killed when I was roughly 6 years old. How did you know them exactly?
We were representatives together in the capital. I was a wood elf, and so I was representative of that, and they were high elves. Like
Right.
yourself.
Obviously.
And
Ow! Stop throwing rocks, Helene! That hurts!
Wasn't me.
She's drunk.
we were good friends. And I knew them.
Your horns are so shiny.
That teacup was a wedding gift.
Right. So
I can almost see my reflection.
I know something's on your mind.
Yeah. I wasn't there when you were born, but I heard news of it.
Right.
And you're looking a bit younger than you should.
Right. I'm gonna look around, see who's close by.
And
Definitely
at this
not
point,
us.
yeah, at this point, it's just you, Boz, and CRON.
Yeah, as you look,
like holding onto his horns down, almost rocking back and forth, like.
yeah, no, Azure is almost looking like he's losing balance behind you guys as she is just pulling on my horns.
Do you remember what I said a couple nights ago?
Yeah.
Or days ago?
That was yesterday.
I lost track of time.
They look like they're having a really serious conversation
if I
up
could
there.
cry, I would. But so, sorry. About 120 years after my parents were murdered, I was kidnapped. I was tortured. I was killed. I was brought back. I was tortured again. And then I was thrown out like trash. And that's where Mans comes in, because he found me.
Every word seems to make Boz just... It looks like it's a dagger to his heart, every single one of them. As he takes the whole thing personally, and he just says, I shouldn't have left. I should have stayed with him.
What?
This
So
is
you
my
could
fault.
have? So you could have been dead too.
I would have preferred to die fighting with him.
They did fight.
I may have been able to help. I could have brought more people in.
Don't tell the halfling that I'm dead.
Well, you're not really dead.
Not really, but after what I threw up last night,
Yeah, that was sort of
disgusting.
disturbing. Yes.
A little bit of both.
It kind of looked like tar.
It was kind of like a mix between dry blood and stomach lining.
Yeah, that was...
That does explain the
makes
texture.
sense, but I'm sorry. I really am. I should have been there.
It was hundreds of years ago.
Yeah,
It-
I was
they-
hiding in a cave.
I spent some time hiding in a cave too.
At least we have that in common.
They fought very well. And yeah, if I could cry, I would.
Boz does look like he's on the verge of tears, but he's doing his best
Like-
to hold it back.
Me, on the other hand, let's go. Okay, guys, hold it on the
Yeah.
watery side. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna grab his forearm and kind of give it a squeeze. The only other person that knows is CRON. The others don't know. I'm assuming
Hello.
Hi, Kron.
I'm assuming they know something is going on, but you already saw how well I was welcomed when you first came across me.
Yeah, I didn't seem to have an issue with it, but the other two were a bit freaked out.
You mean the other three?
Yes, the other three.
Yeah.
The tiefling is interesting.
Which one?
Oh yeah, the shorter one.
That sums it up. But no, I travel from town to town after I've been there for 20 years or so because, well, when you don't age, people get suspicious.
Well, elves don't age that fast anyway.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, it's true.
At least I
No.
don't smell. Wait, do I smell?
No, I haven't noticed that.
Okay.
Significant stench to you.
Roll perception for stench.
But no, your wounds should have been healing. Would have healed in that time. They don't.
They don't. That's why I'm just gonna roll up the sleeve. I do re-stitch it every once in a while because minor illusion can only do so much.
I'll help you with those later when we get to town.
No, really, it's fine. When we get to town, I'm assuming we're all gonna part ways anyways.
I think you should come back with us. Where I'm going, you might be able to get some retribution for your parents.
That would be nice. Looking to Mans, would you like to get some retribution and strangle some people for real? Okay. Mans is in.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I knew my actions may have caused harm to others, and now I have confirmation that it did. So
But they weren't your actions. My parents were just as deep.
it's true. But I shouldn't have run off the way I did. It
We
was
all run
sort
away.
of cowardly. But I just couldn't be around what was happening there, and I couldn't stop anything, so I left.
You know what? A lot of people leave when times get hard. There was this one man that I dated several years ago, obviously. And he worked for like the city guard or something like that in the capital, and he just ran off one day and I never saw him again. So I'm used to people just running away.
Well, I'm not running away anymore. I'm taking it back to them,
All right.
and I need all the help I can get.
Well, as much service as I can be, I will help.
Thank you.
Turning over her shoulder. Are you guys coming yet?
As you see Azure, like, have with the widest stance possible right now, fully stopped, as Helene is just dragging him, like, all the way over to the side, almost knocking him over.
Oh shit! And they just fall off.
I'm gonna walk over and grab Helene and like...
Hey, mans to yourself.
What would happen, Helene, if I slapped you right now? Do you not understand? We are trying to get somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. We also got... Well, you were trailing in the back for a while.
I have
I got
reasons.
short legs, so I'm going as fast as I can.
You're
as fast as he can
Also,
carry me.
Please
and
tell
we
her to
got-
stop throwing rocks.
We got the limping robot thing.
And we're all ahead of you. That's it.
I
I'm
don't-
gonna take...
Dodge.
I'm gonna pick up the hem of my skirt and I'm gonna tie her and the hem of it
No!
and like
Avoid.
baby carriage her. What are you avoiding it with?
My dexterity. My amazing...
I am going to assist you on this one.
Okay.
So both of you individually roll,
Oh, you're
and
right.
you take the higher, against Helene's dexterity.
See if you got this.
That's a 1, so it's definitely not me.
You trip.
One.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, it was close.
Got away.
Can I have Mans grapple her?
I rolled that 21. I'm gonna jump over it and like duck, jump.
Here's what I'm gonna say: is because you're inebriated,
Disadvantage!
just-
Roll again. I will roll again.
I will say yes. Go ahead and roll again. It's going to be a disadvantage. So take if it's rolling lower. We'll
Yeah,
see.
all of your rolls technically should have been a disadvantage.
No, I like that one that it
that
just was.
one I'm allowed to re-roll anyways because I'm lucky. So
Yep, luck is not impacted by-
15. Huh?
15.
Yes, luck as in my halfling trait,
Yes.
re-rolling ones.
Okay. So what happens is that Azure goes in first, and he has kind of been run around, or sorry,
He's already tired.
Yeah, he's tired. He's really getting overwhelmed with everything, and he kind of goes to lunch, and you juke him out, and you break his ankles as you watch as he just falls like a log, just flat on the ground.
Shit, sorry.
And as you kind of do that, like, sorry, and you start turning, and you see Mans, and you go to jump over, like, pirouette over, and as you're doing that, before you land, all of a sudden you feel these arms wrap around you, and your legs are no longer touching the ground.
No!
Stop!
Let me go!
Stop squirming.
Cannot restrain me! Ah!
I am restraining you.
I just kind of go dead weight. Damn it. This is the most
I mean-
fun I've had since I got out. Come on.
You've
You're
had
stifling me.
a lot of fun. When we get to the city, I'll let you have more fun. How about that? I will buy you your first drink at the city.
Okay. Well,
But
guess
for
I can-
right now, I really...
Has she not
I'm
already
sorry
had her
if I'm
first
too
drink?
much. I don't know. Nobody likes me, and
I'm so glad I can't get a
slavers
headache.
didn't even like me, and they locked me in a basement.
I'm just gonna...
There.
Listen, I'm not gonna lock you in a basement. I like you. You made friends with Mans. Mans likes you.
He was weird at first, but he's kind of okay.
You-
I've seen weirder things.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Now
Should
listen.
I be offended with that?
No, she's talking about me and the hand. You're fine.
I've seen weirder than that too.
Well, I'm sure I could blow your mind. Not in that kind of way. She's a child. God.
Everyone instinctively and reactively just goes,
Whoa!
My bad.
Taking her, I'm going to just go. You owe me.
I am not something you guys can just pass around.
We just did. Now shut up. So we can just.
Are you trying to break free?
I want to
Dex
break
check
free.
versus strength check.
Strength was +0.
Can I give him advantage?
11.
Yes, you can.
I did not do so great this time, but 11.
17.
Boz's grip is firm.
Guys, stifling me.
It's okay. You just need to relax for now.
Goes legitimate dead weight, like all 30 pounds of me. I'm just,
Don't hurt yourself again. I can't heal you once more.
I'm not gonna hurt myself.
All right. So,
I'm over that.
with everyone now recollected and traveling together, you guys continue on. And after about 2 hours, Helene, like, you're feeling pretty damn bad as the alcohol wears off. Dehydration is now setting in. And
Probably pass out.
yeah,
In the most uncomfortable position. Like, he's, like, holding me, like, under my arms, just...
yep. Your neck is going to hurt so bad when you wake up.
You're just dangling straight.
Yep.
Ragdoll.
Yep, ragdoll.
And your headache is just going to be awful.
Yeah.
Noticing she's asleep, do you want me to take her?
Take the baby.
Yeah, as you see that he has some of his energy back
I
after
would
taking
think
a
that we
while
would
to
just
rest.
pass Helene
Yes.
around.
Yes.
Like,
Like,
my arms
As
are
you're-
sore.
you get Helene for 30 minutes, you get Helene for 30 minutes, you get Helene for 30 minutes.
Azure's not against carrying her. She's really light, and
Yes.
I'm very strong. Like, it's not an issue for me to carry her.
Oh yeah,
I'm
well
carrying
then,
her.
uppies.
You're
much do you weigh?
legit dead weight.
Huh?
How much does your character weigh?
She's probably like less than 100.
It's all dead weight, though.
Probably, yeah, it is all dead weight. She's
But,
probably like 90, 87 to 90.
Okay, I can pick you up.
Because it's literally
It probably
lightly fleshed skeleton.
I think it'd be a check, but
If
I don't think it'd be
anything-
that
It's one
bad
of those.
a check.
No, it's one of those things where you could easily pick her up, but you couldn't carry her for a long period of time without really straining yourself. Just
I couldn't
because
Helene.
30 pounds
couldn't
is one
really.
thing. Like that can be a backpack.
Ooh, I was
Like
gonna
90
say,
to
you wanna-
100
you wanna
is
piggyback?
legit. Yeah, 90 to 100 legitimately would put like a strain for a long period of time.
Well, yeah, and she's also draped in copious amounts of robes and
Yeah.
frills and.
So, upon passing party members back and forth between one another, as the halfling passes out, you guys continue your journey on. And
Stop moving.
Yep.
It's like I get passed off and like
Yeah.
lightly wake up every time they move me.
Yep,
This episode should be called Workhorse.
We should.
it should be.
Yeah, no, Azure will take her, and then you'll just carry her for the rest of the time. She's not that
But
big.
as the day progresses into the evening, as you guys continue your trek down south, in the fading lights in the distance,
We see a fire.
no, that's to the north. But ahead of you in the south, you see a massive wall stretching almost to the forest, to the edge of the mountains. And in front of those walls, you see, for the few miles kind of stretching ahead of you, vast amounts of farmland as the last rays of light are setting behind the mountains to your west. With most, like, the direct light had been gone, but the shadows having enveloped an hour ago. But just now, as you crest the hill and seeing this sight, is when everything really starts to go dark. As you guys have now officially reached the very edge of the boundaries of Elhaz Fe. And that is where we will go ahead and stop, because that's a very convenient spot.
Yay.
So,
Yay.
thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully the technical difficulties that occurred during this aren't too bad. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. If they are, hopefully we can fix it and you won't notice.
I mean,
And this won't make sense at all.
shit happens.
Shit happened.
But I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know we had a lot of fun with it. I hope we did. I did. It was funny. And
I didn't
hopefully
die.
Helene didn't die.
But this is
To
die
Die
for.
to die for.
Hope to see you again next time. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.